now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, welcome to the webinar on here with AbleTrend, and we'll gladly go over the charts and the signals. And it's really was a really great day today for intraday trading, and for the swing trading has been just phenomenal. It's just been fantastic. If you're an option trader, and you like to swing trade or trade shares, I mean, the 130-minute daily chart is it's just been money. It's really been super. And we'll take a look at all of that. I'm going to take a look at a couple of different things also. Regarding Tuesday, I just want to say sorry about that. Tuesday we were canceled because there was a power outage. I'm in New Jersey, and there was a hurricane. It did a lot of damage, and power was out actually for 2 days. So that was the reason for that, and everything's back to normal now. We're going to jump in here. The first chart, got an Apple daily, weekly, for more longer term trade. Daily, weekly, it's just, the daily, week, the swing trading and the daily, weekly, the position trading in the market has been great because it's, basically goes up all the time. I mean, it's just crazy, crazy good. That's a good thing. I mean, the signals have just been right on the money. I mean, I get some emails from people just doing fantastic, and they're not doing anything fancy with anything different than you or I couldn't do. They're just very disciplined. They don't look at other indicators. They don't let their emotions and their feelings get in the way, and they just very robotically, like a robot, they just follow the signals, just emotionless. And they're very serious too. They're very serious traders. They take all the trades. They don't. They do what you have to do to be successful. So I mean, on the Apple chart here, the Apple chart just goes way back. This is the swing trading chart that I show every week for years now. The 130-minute daily chart. And look at this chart. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, you can't get much better than this. I mean, we want, the AbleTrend signal comes in right there, triple confirmation. I put arrows for the daily chart pointing up, meaning we're in an uptrend. Makes it easy to look, simple to look that way, see it that way. We got in at 315. Finally, eventually got out at 385. A month later. I mean, that's crazy stuff. Now, you say, okay, I got in, or I got stopped out over here because we like to put the stop at the second lower row of blue dots. But like I've been saying, I'd put the stop, I would only exit the trade unless it closes under the small blue 130-minute support dot. These are fantastic places to get in, even on the green bars. And that's okay because the trend has obviously been strongest uptrend in history the last 4 or 5 months. So the buy signals are just 1,000 times, what seems like 100 times more powerful and longer lasting than the sell signals. And of course, on this Apple chart, we didn't have one short signal. And we did have an exit here. Okay, when do I get back in again? Like I just got the software, a week or two ago, or, I didn't have it back then. Wow, that's some fantastic, results. I wish I did, but I didn't. I just had it recently. Okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last week, there's your Apple signal. Triple confirmation. So anybody who had last week and is an option trader or trades shares, who uses AbleTrend, this 130-minute chart that I've been, repeatedly showing, for years now, the first half of every single webinar. It just doesn't get simpler than that and more clear and obvious AbleTrend buy signal than that. The daily chart, as you can see, the blue arrows, you only get one a day because it's a daily chart. That's why it's called daily. That's been on a buy signal for months now on Apple. So all we're looking for is the first blue bar with a small blue dot below it. So here we have a little pullback in it, which is great because now it's like, okay, fantastic. There's the pull. Now that's a no trade zone, but we're looking for a pullback. And we just, when do I get back in again? Well, there's where you get back in. There's the blue bar. That's exactly what we're looking for. Just always make sure that the higher time frame agrees. And in this case, it agreed for months. So what we needed was the first blue bar, which we had last week at 385. If you bought a call option on that one, we got thousands of option traders who use AbleTrend. 385. I mean, you're at 455, and it never said to get out. It's still in the trade. I mean, this is crazy money. This just doesn't happen all the time. You gotta take advantage of these signals. You've got to be very serious and you've got to be very disciplined, because if you are sitting on a massive amount of money the past few months with AbleTrend signals. You just have to be disciplined. And it's okay if you're a day trader and you're struggling with that because your emotion, it's fine. That's normal. That just means day trading may be not for you, because it's just not going to get more clearer and obvious than with AbleTrend signals doing all the work for us. That's fine. Swing trade options or stock, or shares, because the swing trading has been unbelievable the past 4 months. It just gets it, and you got to say, when is it going to turn around? If I was trading on my feelings or emotion, I just no way I could have figured that the market would be in a historic greatest uptrend in history the past 5 months. Who would have thought that with what's going on in the economy and the virus and everything? Just no way. I certainly wouldn't have. Man, I would have lost my shirt. I just would have never thought that. But that's the point I'm making. Your feelings and your thoughts are meaningless. You've got to just follow the signals and do it. You know what? If you can't do it or you're finding it hard, hold your nose, turn your head around, close your eyes, and hit the buy button. Because you know what? It works. And it works really, really good. Okay, let's take a look at a daily, week, a little longer term chart. Some people say, oh, I can't check it a couple times a day. I'm working. Well, that comes first. Always put your work first. Absolutely. That's certainly more important than trading. Your health and your work, your family is way more important than trading. That's for sure. But you can do the longer term. You can do daily, weekly charts. The biggest moves come overnight. That's where you've got to hold overnight for stocks. Now I'm talking, stocks, ETFs, funds. The biggest moves always come overnight. That's why the market gaps up 4 out of every 5 days. So the point is, like, just, I don't like to hold overnight. Well, that's fine. You can't do anything that you're not comfortable with. However, that's where the big money is paid, because the biggest moves, which I'm probably not telling anything, you already know. If you're a trader, you see this repeated pattern every day. 4 to 5 times the market gaps up. So the biggest moves come overnight. So now I'm not talking futures now. You don't hold futures overnight. No way. That's way too risky. But if you got triple confirmation on an AbleTrend trade, daily, weekly chart, like right here on Etsy, back 4 months ago at $60, actually 55. I mean, this is crazy. It's 130 today. And quite frankly, I wouldn't exit the trade because of the historic uptrend unless it closed under the weekly support, the arrows. But, perfectly fine. We out over here, stop out. Using the second lower row of blue dots. Perfectly fine. I mean, you're right back in again last week at 113. It's at 130. You got a call option on that one? That's thousands of dollars for just a very tiny, small amount of money. One contract there's no numbers less than 1. You can't trade less than 1 for the most minimum amount of money that you can put in. You just killed them. I mean, you just destroyed them. You made a serious amount of money, certainly more than the cost of the software. I had so many people come to the last few weeks. They made more money just in a couple of weeks using AbleTrend. They easily paid for a lifetime license. Now, That's not normal. I keep repeating that. There will be losing trades. I will guarantee you that. They'll be losing trades. They'll be losing days like yesterday for intraday trading. It was a choppy mess. Yeah, fortunately with AbleTrend, we've got all the no trade zones, so we're only in the market half the time. But I tell it like it is. I don't cherry pick. I tell it like it is. Winners and losers. It works both ways. So, that's what real trading is about. I don't like to exaggerate, and I don't like to, gloss over the losers and only show the winners. Wrong. That's the wrong way to do it. That's fraud. Well, let's jump in now. And this is the mini NASDAQ, which is our favorite for day trading. Love the mini NASDAQ. Now, mini S&P is fine. Mini Russell be my second favorite. And, if you like the Dow too, that's fine. But, the NASDAQ has got movement. However, some people find it's a little too, moves a little too much. Great, no problem. Jump over to the Russell, RTY. It's a little slower moving, and, it moves a little differently. You like that better. No right or wrong answer. It's just whatever you like. Now, a 3-minute, 9-minute chart, which is just a thing of beauty all day. Even better yet, the 15-minute chart up here, it was just one signal that before the market opened, buy. That would have been easy, right? Just use the 15-minute chart. I always say that's the most accurate chart. It's the best chart. Now, a heck of a lot more risk because the higher the time frame, the lower your stop. So 5 ones, 11,111. Exit at the end of the day today at the 4 o'clock New York close. That's not bad. You made 150 points. It's $3,000 per one contract that you trade. That's not a chunk of change to anybody. I don't care who you are. That's good money. More risk, but more reward. Like pretty much everything else. On the let's take a look. Let's jump in. So, choppy start today. Heck of a not a good start. But man, did we had that one huge trend today that was a beauty. Hey, you got to catch those big. It's only most every day is kind of sideways, a little choppy, but there's always that one sometimes big win. To stay in the trade, you gotta stay. Or if you get stopped out, re-enter on a sweet spot. That's the purpose of the sweet spots, especially when the 3-minute, 9-minute is in an uptrend. 9 minutes it's in the uptrend. As you hear me say every week, if everything is stacked dramatically, heavily in your favor, stay in the trades. Don't get so nervous. That's what trend users say they love the best. Trades. They don't get scared out so easily. There's going to be losing trades. I keep repeating that. There's no perfect system in the world. If that's your expectations, it's a waste of time. So we have now this is right at 9:29. Tough one to take. As you know, I've been saying the last few weeks, the first few minutes have been kind of choppy, so be a little careful. If you did take that one, that would have been a losing trade. I like to wait a few minutes, only as of recently, and it's still been a losing trade. Says your triple confirmation sell signal. You've got to have the red arrow. I'm just switching arrows, the 3-minute chart. You can't get a trade unless the arrow is in your favor. Period. There are no exceptions. So you can, well, don't say what happens, or there is no what happens, or what. There are no exceptions. Period. You've got to have the arrow red for obviously short, blue for long. Now, if you've got the arrow, we want to have the color of the bar. You don't have to have the big dot in the middle. Repeat, because some people, for some reason, they get mixed up on that, and I don't know why. The big dot in the middle is just telling you it's a trend change on the 1 minute chart. But we're using the 2 minute and the 3 minute also. So just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Triple confirmation buy signal, and that was just a home run right there. That was a beautiful trade. Up like 20 points on that trade. That's a $400 winner. But let's assume the first one wouldn't have. That's okay. I always like to take the worst case scenario. Okay, we're even after the first 3 trades. Nothing wrong with that. There's your arrow. The bars were all green underneath it. No trade. Look at this. They kept us out of a losing trade here. You say, well, what about the buy signal? They kept us out of another choppy mess. The whole time from here to here, about an hour, we didn't even have a trade. Oh, that was so beautiful not to have that trade. Oh, that was great. I've got to tell you, the month of July was the best month I think I've ever seen. I'm working 16 years for a serious, disciplined, AbleTrend trader. And anybody who's on a trial now was sent that chart today. So anything that comes from me, Ron C. at AbleSys, trust me, it's not. You want to read it because it's there to help you. I'm only here to help. I'm a trading consultant here, and my job is just to show you the right and best way to use it. That's my job. You know, the software can't make the trades for us. You and I have to do that part. But the software sells itself. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here just to show you the best and the right way to use it, the low risk way to use the software that has been consistent, and this has been by far the best year. July was the best month I have ever seen, aided by the volatility. If the market is flat and sideways, you or anybody else on the planet can't win. And we're all at the mercy of the market. So whatever the market does, we've got no choice. If it's a sideways flat day, nobody wins. We just won't lose as much. We will lose that on a day like that too. So this entire time here, about over an hour, there was no trade because it was all red, blue, green. When you see multiple colors on the chart, run, stay away, sit on your hand. No trade. A big, obvious no trade zone. Now the fun starts. There's your obvious triple confirmation buy signal. And look at this baby go. It was insane. So stop out there. However, I was there 15 points profit. We're right back in again on the sweet spot. Bar, 1 minute, 2 minute, blue 3 minute buy signal, 15-minute buy signal, 3 minute, 9 minute buy signal. What more anybody could ask? Then an arm coming out of your computer and hitting the buy button on your keyboard. It just doesn't get any better and lower risk than that. It's just a massive amount of AbleTrend buy signals piled on top of each other, screaming at us to buy. It's not going to get easier than that. Let me assure you. That's as easy as you could, and any indicator in the world could possibly be. Just a seal on every part. And up and away it went, and it went, and it went. And a big fan knows when you see all the time frames, as I've been saying, week after week, month after month, when you see a big, huge trend line, give more room to breathe. Only exit the trend unless the bar closes under the blue dots. stay in the trade and take advantage of this. That was a 100-point win. That's a $2,000 winner for you, me, and everybody else who has AbleTrend. The software gave it us. It's up to us to take it from there and make the trade. There's no automation. You wouldn't want to be responsible if something ever went wrong with it, the millions of dollars being traded with it every minute of the day. No way we would take on that responsibility. We're not a broker. We don't take your money. You just simply place the trades. That's your part. That part, AbleTrend is done 99% of it. You or I, we just got to hit the buy or sell button. I mean, 100 winner right there. Okay. Next show over here, we gave back about 5 points. And then no trade zone. At the end of the day, it was just another day this year, especially recently, the past few months, of a very big winning day. It doesn't get any better than that. Now, another thing that I like to do, just throwing out there, I like to look at all 4 E-minis. I'm not saying you have to do that. I find it just, maybe it might give you more confidence when you see all 4 of them going in the same direction. Now, that doesn't mean you only make a trade then, because you'd miss a heck of a lot of big moves. Sometimes they don't agree, but they usually go together. And my point is, when they are all in the same direction, or at least 3 out of 4, let's say, 3 out of 4 is good enough, you can expect a more powerful move. That's my point. You don't have to do this. You look at these, it's not necessary, but I personally find it helpful. And let's say you might need a little, sometimes if you're just starting, a little more confidence to just, when you see them all going in the same direction, or at least 3 out of 4, just might give you a little bit more of a push to say, you know what, the whole market is just being flooded with buyers right now. This is just a great time to buy. So really, really stuff. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to go back to it doesn't matter what chart you're looking at, but when you see, one more little tidbit, when you see all time frames on top or very close to each other, this is fairly close. This is like you have got the 1 minute, 2 minute, and the 3 minute, almost on top of each other, really close. That should give you more confidence that it's going to be extremely difficult for the price to go lower. So that means you're in a super strong uptrend. When you see all the support points, because these are support points, that means buying is going to, support means there's going to be buying coming in at those points. You see the 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, the dot, the cross, and the arrow, all at, pointing, all on a buy signal, meaning all blue. And it's even better when they're all on top of each other or very close to each other. That's like a super strong, because it just means that all the time frames are all green. It's got like it's like a triple roadblock under the price for it to go lower. I'm trying to look for another example of that. Any one of these. I did see that before. Was it on the Apple chart? Okay, well, maybe it's just earlier when I was looking at something. But anyhow, how you use it, you will be successful if you're disciplined and go by these, simple trading rules, not your emotions or your feelings, or you quit after, a losing day, because I can guarantee that will happen. But compare it. The point of your trial is to compare it to what you would normally use if you weren't using AbleTrend. You will see the difference right away. It'll be obvious. But it's not for me to say. It doesn't count what I think. It only counts what you think. Continue to use or compare. Another thing is scroll back in your chart. Look at the Apple chart, the 130-minute daily, the swing trading chart. Look at the daily, weekly on some of your stocks that you might have been getting in and out of the last few months. Compare it to AbleTrends. Compare your signals and your results, your trading results to AbleTrends over the last few months. These daily, weekly, and swing trading charts, they go back months. The daily, weekly goes back 10 years. Just compare it, see what worked better. If AbleTrend didn't work better, certainly no point in buying it. But 90% of the time, it's going to be a really big difference. So, see what works better and go with that. So this is what we use. Keep it simple. You can still use the tick charts if you like. It's not necessary. I've simplified it. Nothing wrong with the tick charts, but I just made it simpler. That's all. And a lot of people don't have tick charts, so I needed to make it simpler for them. A lot of people are using data feed and can't get a tick chart. So, got to get into those trades, Michael. You must have said something was too far from the dots. I mean, you've been saying that for like months now. But as I've been saying, if everything on the same buy signal, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 9 minute, 15 minute, go with it. Go with it, my friend. Go with it. And if it's a buy signal and not a sell signal, again, you've heard me say hundreds of times, the market's in the most historic, powerful uptrend in 100 years, not in a week or two or in 100 years. So don't miss out on the buy signals. If you miss out, if you want to skip out on a sell signal, even if everything was pointed that way, fine, because the market almost never goes down. I mean, 4 to 5 days, it goes up. And in fact, lately, it's probably even higher odds than that. So don't miss out on buy signals. You know that one big one's coming. The 15-minute chart told us that an hour before the market even opened. So if it was too far, fine. Just wait for the pullbacks to the blue dots. You don't have to get in on the trades. Get in on the pullbacks back to the blue dots. Even if the bar is green when everything is in your favor. When all the time frames are screaming that it's going to go higher, get in on the pullbacks. And Deepak, I got saying for months now, SPY or any charts, scalping chart, get in on the pullback back to the blue dot. That's a great place to scalp. Any pullback to the blue dot, as long as all the time frames in agreement, as I've been saying for the last 27 minutes, even better trade is a pullback back to the arrows. If you can get a pullback to the arrows, and there was, I think, today, right here actually, right there's a not on a red bar, on a green bar. Look at these pullbacks. Look at that. Look at that scalp. I mean, it's 20 points, but you're only really looking at it for 1 or 2 points. Yes, correct, Cheryl. But if you pull back to 1 minute or 2 minute, in other words, dots, crosses, arrows, those are the perfect places to scalp. Certainly hope this was helpful. Glad everybody was here. Oh, one more quick question. It looks like I might have missed one. I think I got to everybody's question. Yep. Thanks for being here, everyone. I'm glad to help anytime. So call, email, and any email that I send out, Ron C. at AbleSys. Hope it's not going to your junk box because I'm only here to help. Have a good night and stay safe.